So, hello and welcome to the very first Bundespeaker of the 2016-17 season. We've had a couple of test podcasts at the end of last season, if you like. Had a bit of a practice with them, and now me and Axel are here for the start of the new season. We're very excited. Our first full season as a website. So, sort of, if Harry Kane were to be a podcast or a website, then this is it. We're hoping that we're just as successful, although Axel's probably hoping that we don't use too many Spurs references over the course of the year. But yeah, so seeing as the I'll let Axel say hello as well, because we're
Hi,
a team.
I'm here. I'm here now as well, so I'll be here for the whole season, and of that hopefully as well. But yeah, we're both very excited for this to actually catching pace, and it's looking very, very nice.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So with a month still to go until the start of the Bundesliga season, I was feeling, relaxed. Thought we'll get the preview articles out, and all the team individual ones are going up over the next few weeks. And Axel mentioned to me that the second division starts next week, which was a kind of, oh yeah, that's true. We should probably pay some attention to the second division, because it is an exciting place to be, much like England, much like the other bigger second divisions around the European scene. The second Bundesliga is one of the stronger ones, so we're going to spend a bit of time today looking at that. We're going to look at the best 5 teams from last year, so the 2 relegated sides and 3rd, 4th and 5th, and how they all fare, and then the 3 promoted sides and the next 2 bad ones from the bottom end of the table. So we're going to have a look at those 10, and then any sort of surprises that might be sprung today. Axel's going to take the lead because he's our expert on this front. I'm going to throw in what knowledge I have, most of which has been garnered from travelling around and watching them rather than any sort of detailed study. So
which is better, to be fair.
I don't know. I don't know if the 0-0 draw between Fortuna and Paderborn in December really counts as a as a key experience. But
still, that's not really a dream, is it?
So we're gonna get on with that. So Axel, do you want to start at the top or at the bottom?
Let's start at the bottom. That's more fun.
At the bottom, right? Yeah. So we are talking about the 3 promoted teams.
Oh yeah, right.
So where would you like? Who came up through the playoffs? That was Würzburger Kickers, wasn't it?
Würzburger Kickers, yeah. Right.
So we'll start with them. The very lowest.
Correct. So for this, we compare your table to my table on the site, and you can actually look at our site and look at our predictions anytime. So just to, I put Würzburg Kickers as 9th, which is rather optimistic. I think it's a very, very nice club, so I'm a bit biased, of course, but it's cool, it's new, it's fresh, as fresh off the Gegenpress. And you put them as 17th.
Yeah.
As optimistic, but probably more realistic.
I think generally, looking at both your sets of predictions, actually, you're quite positive about newly promoted teams.
Yeah, I am.
You've got Red Bull Leipzig Rasenballsport Leipzig coming in at 8th in the new Bundesliga. You've got Freiburg staying up as well. You've got Dresden and Würzburger staying up comfortably as well. So you've got positive thoughts about the
which is quite odd to me. I'm often a bit pessimistic when it comes to football, or things in general. So this is nice. It feels nice. I'm very happy with my prediction. Actually, I am. The only team I think won't stay is something hour. Erzgebirge Aue. That's how it's pronounced. Erzgebirge Aue. They, both due to the name, that name doesn't deserve Zweite Bundesliga, and or does it? And the team and the quality, I'm not too sure they will actually hold in Zweite Bundesliga. They might, and they might shock us all, but then I'd be a bit surprised, to be honest.
Okay. But Würzburg, are you feeling confident about?
Würzburg, I am feeling confident with. Not sure why actually. Might because it's a nice club, but I feel it's one of those teams I have a feeling about. Feeling they will surprise, much like Bielefeld. They feel fresh. They feel excited and exciting. And well, that could do something special in Bundesliga. Zweite Bundesliga, sorry.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, I put them as 9, and that's probably as high as they could go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never know.
They
17th
they
is
did
what
quite
happened.
well against Duisburg in the playoff, didn't they?
They did. So and Duisburg didn't have the best of season last season, but they did almost stay up. So
Yeah.
and as you said, I mean, Zweite Bundesliga is probably as tough and as even as the championship in England, quite almost at least. So
Yeah.
I
I think
mean,
if you threw in the playoffs, it would become even more so. So I can
yeah,
definitely agree with that.
yeah. So and you put them as 17th
Yeah,
due to
based on my sort of relatively little knowledge, I've I've decided newly promoted teams don't do very well.
yeah,
I've got Dresden going a bit higher, but I'm sort of going on their supporter base because it's pretty impressive.
mm,
So just dragging them through at the end of the season. They did dominate the third division as well, so I think there's a good chance that they could do okay.
yeah. Even
And I think
though
you had them as yeah, you had them as 12th as well, so we're
yeah,
both on
correct,
staying up.
correct. Yeah, Würzburg I think will stay up, and you think au contraire, so to speak. Um, so yeah, that's it. And
Okay,
it's
cool. And Erzgebirge, you haven't got a lot to say about other than the horrible to pronounce name.
right. Even though it's a very neat area of Germany, from what I've heard, in the Axel close to the Czech Republic. But having said that, the team itself, from what I saw last season, they didn't impress too much. I actually saw a few games of them. Oh well, a few halves of games, and they didn't look too exciting. They didn't look too impressive. And even though next season or the season after that, their new stadium will be done now, but I'm not certain. I mean, they could do something special. Like they could do, well, a Würzburg or you know, Darmstadt even, but
Yeah.
that would be very very surprising, and I can see them going like Faustwell Allen did a few years ago, like just falling, getting promoted and then falling again. So
Yeah.
not
Okay.
sure.
Cool. And then the biggest and most impressive team from the third division to get promoted to champions, Dynamo Dresden, one of the East German teams, one of the very few that we're lucky to be raced with in the German professional leagues anymore. They've got a nice little opening tie there at home to Nuremberg, so you can imagine the stadium's going to be absolutely rocking for that one. They were getting 30-odd thousand to their third division game, so you can imagine the sort of support they're going to be getting next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I put Dresden as 12th due to the fans, their quality, but I think because they lost their biggest star, so to speak, to Werder Bremen, Justin Eilers, I could see them actually struggling a bit. If Eilers would have stayed, I could have seen them actually pushing for promotion, to be honest. They looked very impressive overall in last season and the season before that, to be honest. But without Eilers, it's going to be at least more difficult, of course. I mean, losing a striker of that stature, it's all going to be hard. So I put him as 12th, actually behind Würzburg Kickers. And but they could do better. They could do worse as well. But I can't see them getting relegated I can't see them even fighting for promotion either.
Okay, just a sort of a nice sort of first season in the second division consolidation, and then
Correct.
after that push on. Yeah, so you don't think they're in any sort of trouble, but you can't necessarily see them going all the way to the top either.
Correct.
Seems reasonable. Okay, so then we go on to the two that sort of survived the drop last year. That is my favourite second division club, Fortuna Düsseldorf.
Yes.
And the second team in Munich, the second of three actually that have played in the Bundesliga, 1860 Munich, that is. So, should we start with Fortuna?
Let's do. And as you probably know more about Fortuna than I do, so
It's a bit of an exaggeration. So I watched Fortuna quite a lot last year. I think I saw them 6 or 7 times over the course of the year. In the end,
nice.
They were frustrating. They were frustrating. They play very well for 60 minutes and then they gave up. It happened a lot. They were 1-0 up against Bochum at halftime. They were winning 1-0 against Leipzig until just before halftime. They were winning 1-0 against Nuremberg until the 60-something minute. They had very good first halves, and like although all three of those teams were pushing for promotion, like, well, 2 of them got promoted. No, 1 of them got promoted.
Correct.
And it was frustrating to watch because they started really well. They had strong first halves and then just faded away and lost it in the second half. They ended up losing 3-1 to Bochum and Leipzig as well, drawing 1-1 with Nuremberg. So they had these big teams on the back foot. They just couldn't finish them off, and that is why I've got them finishing safe this time. Not very safe. There wasn't a lot of quality there, but I've got them finishing outside of the playoff place again, same position as this year. I think they've got the potential to go higher. They've got a new manager as well who was interviewed in Kicker the other week, or new trainer, sorry. And he's very experienced. He's been working for the DFB for a while, and now he's coming back into training teams. I've forgotten his name, but the interview with him was positive. He looks like he's going to be bringing something to the club. So I think there's the potential for them to push on into mid-table. But yeah, if they can't sort out the problem of 60 minutes, I'm going home, then we'll probably need to think about it for the rest of the season. They have reasonable attacking quality. The defence just seems to switch off. So we'll see how it works out. But I'm quietly confident, but not quietly confident enough to put it on my prediction.
Okay. I put them as 17th, Fortuna. I don't think Fortuna will be too fortunate this season, so to speak. I think Lady Fortuna will be with them. Last season, I haven't watched them at all, as I haven't had the luxury of actually living in the area. But I do know that they do have a very nice stadium, nice set of fans, and I think one of the biggest bands in Germany supports it as well.
Tottenham.
Right. It's a club with some history, and they've been in the Bundesliga for a few seasons during the last 10 years or so. But right now, if you exclude history and fans, etc., the team itself, with quality-wise, it's probably good enough to actually almost push for promotion. But it's been like that for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And they still haven't actually managed to do anything more than fight for relegation, which is, of course, not good enough for a club like Fortuna.
Yeah. It seems like a mindset thing rather than an ability thing.
Yeah, correct. So it's a lovely city, and I'd love to see Düsseldorf actually stay up. I could see them actually pushing for mid-table if they have a good season, and then my prediction will be wrong, of course. But that's not too much to worry about, to be honest. I'm not too sure about Fortuna. As I said, they could do well. They could do as well as they did last season, and if they do as well as they did last season, this season, they will most probably get relegated, because this season there's no Paderborn. There's no Duisburg. So
FSV.
FSV. Yeah, right. So there's none of these. Judging from last season, horrible teams. So
Horrible.
truly.
The one stadium. I was like, oh dear. Leaving that up, like it was a Monday night game in December. So absolutely freezing, raining. The Paderborn Stadium is functional. We'll call it functional.
Okay.
And it was just a dreadful 0-0 against Fortuna, and that was the one where I was like, oh God, what am I doing? Yeah. So that's the time when this is what I do for my hobby. This is my enjoyable free time activity. Standing in the rain, watching a 0-0. But
that's passion.
For all those, there was some good dedication to the job. That is.
Yeah. Correct.
So 1860.
Oh yeah.
Munich. They've made some. Well, there's one interesting signing and one potentially on the way. That I've noticed today that Stefan Eigner from your team from Frankfurt is on the edge of potentially moving to join 1860. Which, if that were to be combined with the signing they've already made, which is Vic Olic, that's quite exciting.
It is. I've not been a fan of Sichafine for the last few seasons. I think it's been wasteful for a goal and sluggish, But in the Zweite Bundesliga, teaming up with Olic and Perdai and what's called Adlung, it's called the attacking midfielder, that could actually become something to look out for. And I put 1860 as 5th, which is rather surprising in the last few seasons. But I think, they've got some money to spend and to spare. They got a great stadium. They have got good fans, and from what I heard, actually 1860 Munich is the biggest team in Munich. However, outside of Munich and in the whole of Bavaria, Munich is of course bigger, but inside Munich in the actual city, 1860 is the most supported club. So they have got fans, and if things go well for them, they could easily fill the Allianz Arena, I'm sure. So if things go well for 60 in the start of the season, well, that could become something to actually look out for and cherish. But I think that's for 1860, that's pivotal. It has to happen at the beginning. They have to have a good start to the season, because if they start as they did last season and the season before that, well then same thing as last season before that will happen again.
Yeah, it's all about momentum.
Yeah, it is. It's momentum and not too loyal fans, so to speak.
They've got a pretty tricky opening day. They're away at Greuther Fürth. They're one of those teams that have been in and around the playoff question for a couple of years now, so it's not going to be the easiest one to start off with. But yeah, I think they seem to be adding some sort of experienced quality players to their side, so we'll have to see how that works out in the long run. But yeah, sort of a pre-season optimism, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
It's hanging in there at the moment. Cool. Yep. So should we move on and have a look at the top half?
Yep.
And see who's sort of, pushing for promotion potentially, or whether there's going to be upsets there. So I guess if we start at the top, so VfB Stuttgart were second bottom in the Bundesliga last year. Second worst, no?
Yeah. They were.
Second worst defence. Horrendous.
It was the worst defence, yeah.
Yeah, worst defence, horrendous record, and went down in flames. So what are we thinking of their chances of going straight back up? Are we positive on that?
Yeah, I think the chances is bigger than Hannover's. They have got a better team overall, and they've made a few decent signings with signing Hajime Hosogai from Hertha Berlin, and also signing Simon Terodde from Bochum, the last season's joint best goal scorer. I think Nils Pedersen won, but I'm confident actually I am with Stuttgart. My dad's a Stuttgart fan, so I mean, there's some positivity at home still, which is surprising. But and it's I mean, it's a classic club. I do hope they do actually get promoted again, because it would be nice to see them back. But on the other side, their defense, they haven't done too much to actually fix things in defense, and their attack wasn't a big problem last season. Even though, I mean, they have lost both Timo Werner and David Didavi to Leipzig and Wolfsburg respectively.
Yeah, and Filip Kostic has gone to Hamburg as well.
Ooh, okay, nice for Hamburg. He's a good player. Yeah, okay, so that's then it's good to sign Hosgai and Togole, but they do still have to address the very big problems in defense, because there are some alarming players who are still there, especially in the start of you.
Well, we both got them getting promoted, and you've got them coming second. I've got them coming first. I think the positive of Stuttgart is they've got this huge fan base. They've got this draw that other clubs potentially don't have. With the sort of Nuremberg have got the same, Kaiserslautern have got the same. The idea of playing in front of such a huge crowd and such a positive crowd, such a for a traditional club that have got a chance of getting promoted. If you're a good player at a mid-level second division team, or even sort of a Hoffenheim or someone in the second half of the Bundesliga, you might want to come and play in front of a crowd like that if that's what you think would be more exciting. So they've got that benefit. I think they probably are too good to stay down in terms of the personnel on their team.
Yeah.
If they can keep hold of all of them for the rest of the season, rest of the summer, certainly. I think the defence has got more to do with the coaching than the players themselves. I think they'll be okay on that front. So I think they've got a pretty good chance of going straight back up, and that's going to be my view on Stuttgart. But their fellow relegation friends, Hanover, just went down, pretty much down by Christmas. No one really thought they were ever going to come back into it, even when they had a bit of a revival in February, March time for about 3 weeks, and then everyone went, oh no, they're definitely down. You've got them finishing third and then losing the playoff.
Yep.
Hoffenheim. I haven't even got them getting. I've got them coming seventh. I just think the quality in the squad, the player ability, just isn't there. They haven't got any sort of star talent at all. And that's like, you don't need star talent in the second division, but you need a player that's going to drag you up. So you got Niels Peterson last year for Freiburg was impressive. Red Bull Leipzig obviously have a decent number of young players, and Nuremberg had a couple up there in the top goal scorers charts as well, so Nico Füllkrug and Burgstaller. And so, like, if you want to come near the top of the table, you need someone that's going to lead your team, be that man. And Seeler has gone to Leicester, so the one sort of real standout player they had has gone, and I can't see where their spark is going to come from if they're going to get promoted. And I don't think they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be mid-table and going nowhere this year, as far as I can see it going.
And their biggest attacking strength has gone to Sevilla, key attacker.
Yes.
So I think they have to actually rely on some youngsters coming up and actually playing well to get back up. I mean, there were some good youngsters last season who actually did surprise us all with some very good performances at the end of the season. And if these youngsters did perform in Bundesliga, so why not in Zweite Bundesliga? That's probably why I put them at third, because I think they have a decent foundation, at least in defense. It's not a good defense, not by any means, but in Zweite Bundesliga, I think it's enough to actually fight for promotion and but in attack they are lacking, and they do have to actually bring in a few players in attack, even though they have, as I said, got a few very good, very possibly decent youngsters. But I wouldn't give my hopes up for them to actually get promoted, but I put them at third because the defense is too strong to actually. I think the defense will be the key for them this season.
Yeah. Okay. So then we go on to the three teams that missed out on promotion. So Nuremberg failed in their playoff attempt against your Frankfurt side.
Oh, yes.
St. Pauli, who came close but couldn't quite push over the line, and Bochum as well, who had a very good attacking side but couldn't quite get their points together either. So we'll start with Nuremberg, obviously. Where are you thinking? What are you thinking of them going into the new year?
Nuremberg, I'm very positive with. I think they will be going straight up to Bundesliga and winning slightly Bundesliga as well. I think their attacking strength and defensive strength and their midfield looks better than it did last season. They signed Kemper from Darmstadt as a replacement for Danny Blum, who's gone to Frankfurt. I think Kemper is almost a better player than Danny Blum was, at least last season. Yeah, I'm positive. I think the defense looks complete, at least in fighting Bundesliga, and the midfield with especially the attacking side of the midfield looks very, very exciting, very quick and skillful. And even though losing Schöpf to Schalke and not losing Blum to Frankfurt, they still have quality to do very well. I don't think they will win comfortably, but with 3 or 4 points or something like that, I will stick that.
Yeah.
And,
well, they were only 2 points behind Leipzig this year for second place.
Right.
So they've definitely got the quality, haven't
they do.
Yeah. I've got them making the leap this time, just sort of sneaking in second place ahead of St. Pauli in third. But yeah, no, they seem to be able to keep most of their team together, and and that bodes well for going forward again. And obviously they've got one of the best supporter bases in the country as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, as a Schalke fan, we have that link with Nuremberg, don't we? So put in my full support behind them. Or not, but I should be, it would appear. Cool. So Nuremberg and Stuttgart we're seeing as the two that go straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if Stuttgart were any lower than the playoff place, to be honest, and Nuremberg should be there or thereabouts as well. So then we had, who did we go for with fourth? St. Pauli were fourth last year. Bit of a surprise for a lot of people. Would you agree?
Yeah, but last season they were really, really good. I was actually quite surprised with them last season because I didn't think they had the team to do that, but apparently they did, and the manager got the best out of almost every player on the pitch. But coming to this season, they lost the 2 best attacking players in Sapkowski and Lennart Tai, who went to Bremen, I think.
Yeah.
And Sapkowski, no idea where he went to. Salzburg, I think.
Salzburg, okay.
I think so. So, yeah, therefore I put him as 6th this season because I don't think they'll be able to actually cope with losing these players. And even though losing these players will be hard, I don't think they'll do a Paderborn or something like that. I think they will be steady and might be able to push for promotion, but not too.
Although goal scoring wasn't really their strength last year anyway.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
look at their goals
that's true.
for, they're only the 7th.
Okay.
No, not even that. There's teams further down. There's teams much further down the table with more goals. They're 9th, I think.
Oh,
9th
okay.
or 10th in terms of goals scored last year. So losing tie might not be too much of an issue if they can keep that defence solid and reasonably impressive. Then they should be okay.
Yeah,
I just
that's
think.
true.
Yeah, I don't know. I for some reason have a feeling that they're going to get up in the go up through the playoff system, but I have no idea why I think that. I just feel probably getting on the it's a very positive club, isn't it? There's a lot of
Yes.
very good things happening there, and I think the Bundesliga would benefit from a club like St. Pauli being back in it. So it's probably a little bit of romanticism on my part for that, but yeah. Cool. And then VfL Bochum, who have lost a lot of their key players.
Yeah, they're its best 4 attacking players are gone, all of them. Tiroli went to Stuttgart, Teresina to Hoffenheim, and both Bulut and Haber went to Freiburg. And coping with losing players of this stature will never be easy. And goal scoring wise, did very well last season, and that was the strength. And therefore, I put them as 11th in the table.
Yeah.
Because I can't see them doing anything like last season due to losing these very, very pivotal players.
Yeah, and it's a very competitive league, isn't it? So you can see that if they're going to lose their 4 of their good players, then other teams are going to be picking up good players and graduating players out their academies and whatever. The thing I having watched Bochum a couple of times last year, they're a very impressive style of play. I know that was obviously helped by the attacking players, and they all work together, and it will be difficult to get players that will fit that. But if you can find players that fit the system, I think it would be quite easy for them to slot in. It worked very well. It was very efficient. I saw them in 2 games and they scored 7 goals. So they've got the ability, or they've got the system sorted. If they can get the players with the right ability, or even half the ability, I think they can do just as well. It's a system set up to attack and to go forward. So that always helps. I think that always gives you more chance than a system that's set up for defence.
Yeah, that's true. They've signed Gortafier's 2 best players last season, at least in attack, I think. I do think so. At least Stiepermann was probably Gortafier's best player last season, otherwise Bochum would sign him. And they signed Wirth, I think it's called Wirth, from Gortafier as well. So maybe I know Stiepermann is a very good player. Not too sure about the other one, but Stiepermann is a bit like Haber. Both very powerful attacking midfielders with good right foot. Yeah, I mean it could work, but I do still think they do need one or two players who would complement these 2 in attack, because they still lack the quality of last season. But as I said, it's easier to adjust to it's easier for new players, don't mind the quality, to adjust to an attacking system rather than a defensive system. Yeah, why not? But I'm not too confident with them. I think quality-wise, in defense with Bastians and Fabian and so on, they are very good. But yeah, maybe 11th is a bit pessimistic, but
Yeah. Well, no, I don't necessarily. I don't think it's too overly pessimistic. I think I might be being slightly too conservative in my sort of opinion that they're going to be able to replicate it even when they're without their best players. So I think Tirol is going to be a big loss for them. Looking at this here, he got 44% of their goals last year, which could be pretty expensive going into the new season, but we'll see. Okay, so that's the top and bottom 5, or the replacement teams coming up and down. So that just leaves the middle pack of teams, which we've sort of, between the two of us, completely set up differently.
Yeah, we have.
We've got a few that are similar, but we've also got quite a few that are very different.
Yep.
So I will let you run through it because I think you've got more idea than I do. So which teams do you think are going to surprise positively and negatively? Maybe one or two of each.
Positively, Bielefeld.
Beautiful.
Because they haven't lost any of their really important players. Both Klose and Hazel is still there, and their whole defense from Vicene is still there, and it looks a bit better than last season. And even though they didn't do too well last season, they did have this season where they stayed up and then solidified their position in German football once again. So I can see them pushing for promotion, and I put them as fourth.
Okay.
And negatively, Union Berlin.
Yeah.
We finished, I think, sixth last season. They did very well, I think. But I can't see them losing Bobby Wood to Hamburg. Will punish them, I think. And even though, I mean, Felix Kroos is a good player, and there are still a few decent attacking players in the squad, but I don't think any player available at the moment could do what Bobby Wood did last season for them. So 15th I put them as, and that's a bit pessimistic, of course. Union Berlin haven't finished 15th or lower in the last few seasons, I don't think. But losing Bobby Wood will prove to be a bit too hard for him.
Yeah. Okay, and you've got Braunschweig going pretty low as well.
Yeah, relegation playoff, I think. 16th, almost. Braunschweig.
Yeah.
So, and I see that you have Kaiserslautern at 6th and 10th.
Yeah. Well, yeah, again, this is one of those ones where I saw them and was impressed by what they had to offer. Obviously, they can't have been consistent over the course of the year, but I saw them towards the end when they played Greuther Fürth at home, actually. And I thought both teams looked quite good. Or certainly better than their position suggested, because I saw St. Pauli and they were pretty poor. I saw Nuremberg and they were underwhelming. So I was quite surprised that the two teams that I watched, they were definitely very good attacking teams. I think it was 3-1 to Kaiserslautern, and they both look quite impressive going forward, and that always catches my eye. A team that attacks well always sort of has that edge for me over others that maybe defend well. Like I appreciate good defending over a course of a season, but sort of on a match day, yeah, okay, it's good, it's great, I can appreciate it, especially if the other team is attacking well. But if the other team isn't attacking well and you're just defending still, then I sort of get frustrated.
Yeah.
Probably like most fans, but that was the problem I had with St. Pauli. I saw them play away against Arminia Bielefeld, actually, and that was another one that ended up 0-0. But there was always that feeling that St. Pauli could have done more. They could have gone forward and done something exciting. They just didn't, because it was an away game and they didn't want to throw things away or whatever. But yeah, Kaiserslautern and Fürth both really went for it. Both had good attacking intent. So I've got both of them finishing a couple of places higher this year than they did last year. Again, losing players is always an issue, but they're both clubs with the ability to bring in replacements. So who knows? Maybe they'll be able to work something out.
Right.
But yeah.
Where do you put Heidenheim?
Heidenheim, I know very little about.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Because in your table they don't exist.
Oh, have I put someone in twice?
Yeah, Kaiserslautern, I think.
Oh, Kaiserslautern I put in twice.
Yeah.
Okay, well I meant Kaiserslautern 6th. We'll put Heidenheim in 10th.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
That's a bit of a bad.
I think it would be too pessimistic to put them on,
Exclude them from the league.
They're not that bad.
They're so bad they don't even exist. They're not. No, that's the thing. I don't think they're bad. They're just one of these clubs like Sandhausen that,
like you.
I know nothing about them. They're just a team that exist in the second division, and every week I see their results, and at the end of the year they finish in mid-table, and everyone forgets about them again.
Like
whether that's fair or not.
Just like Rotherham in the Championship.
I mean,
Rotherham.
No,
yeah, Rotherham or Charlton.
No, because Charlton got relegated, so we're not.
They did. Okay.
We're not going to be unfair on them. Second division. Yeah, that was quite impressive putting Kaiserslautern in twice. I think I deserve some credit for that.
Yeah,
for my creativity.
You do.
I definitely. Oh, I think that was because it's. Yeah, well, whatever. There's no point justifying it. I'm just an idiot. So that brag about being able to predict games better than other people might be falling flat.
Yeah, right. I put Heidenheim as 7th, actually.
Yeah. Is that based on anything, or?
No. Just a blatant guess. I'm a big fan of the club. It's a very, very nice city to travel through by train, which isn't something I'm too used to, traveling a lot by train. Not too many cities are too nice to travel by. Like Cologne is nice, Berlin is nice. That's it. But Heidenheim was a very nice town to go through. And as always with predictions, I'm always biased when it comes to the city and history and fans. I always be so. That's why. I think they do have a few decent players, Heidenheim, and they finished I think they finished 9th or 8th last season. So 7th isn't a bit too big of a leap for them this season. But I put Kaiserslautern at 10th.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's a very good club. It's a very good team, and they did underachieve massively last season. But they have lost their 2 wingbacks, and both were probably the best players last season, or best players in general. Yeah. With the goalkeeper, Marius Müller, who's still at the club, and Alexander Ring, who's also still at the club, I think. And so, but John Zimmer, the right back, has gone to Stuttgart, actually, which I forgot. He's a very good right back, probably better than Florian Klein. And the left back, Chris Löwe, has gone to Huddersfield, I think.
Well, that's a step up.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I think. No.
No. It's. I was going to say they aren't too. I'm not too excited by them this season.
Yeah. Well, I think it's difficult because they're like looking at the table from last year. There's a block from Union Berlin in 6th down to Sandhausen in 13th, who are separated by 9 points. I mean, if you take Sandhausen out of that, they're separated by 7 points. Yeah. So there's very close. There's a big group of those teams that include Karlsruhe and Greuther Fürth and Kaiserslautern, Heidenheim, Bielefeld, who are all just off the pace last year, and I think they've all got that potential. You've got Braunschweig going the opposite way, but they've all got the potential to make the step up, which is always the teams you look for in the championship, really. If you were looking at English football, you'd go, okay, which teams finished between 6th and 16th, and how far off the pace were they? Because they're the ones that are going to be challenging this year. So I think you could do the same in the second division as well. It's obviously, I think there's slightly more upward movement and player turnover in the second Bundesliga than there is in the championship.
Right.
But we will have to wait and see, obviously. But I get the feeling that middle block of teams could be the ones pushing for the playoff place ahead of maybe the 3 that were there last year if Nuremberg go up automatically and St. Pauli and Bochum fall off a bit. So it's definitely an intriguing league, and it's one that we want to keep an eye on.
It is.
As a team website.
It is.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to contribute before I wrap things up?
Not really. I'd just like to say that You can all join us in predicting Bundesliga, not Zweite Bundesliga, actual First League Bundesliga, at our site. All of our listeners and readers, and compete with us. You probably won't fare too well. We're quite good at this.
That's a claim, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you like a challenge, we're laying it down.
Yes, right. So do that, please. It's a good way of testing your knowledge and proving yourself against us, of course.
But don't use our own knowledge against us. That would be unfair.
It would be. It would be. Very unfair.
Right. Thank you, Axel, for joining me today. That was a nice little preview. Thanks for your knowledge. There's a lot of stuff in there that I've learned as well, so that's always helpful.
Thank you.
He's given me a couple of sentences in Swedish he wants me to use to sign off, so I'll do them in a sec.
Yeah.
Just so I have no idea what they mean either, so I could be saying anything, but we'll just hope that his Swedish listeners don't get too offended. He hasn't, given me something completely ridiculously horrible to say. So yeah, we've had a good time recording this one again today. That was obviously the second division. Our attention will turn over the coming weeks to the first division, of course, as the Bundesliga returns. We will also be having a look at other European leagues as they get started. So over the next few weeks, the Italian, Spanish and French leagues will be resuming as well. The Premier League, of course, will get going with Leicester defending their title. Neither of us have really got anyone exciting winning the Bundesliga, so we're not going for a Leicester season next year.
No.
I've gone for Bayern, and Axel's gone for a bit of a Dortmund year, gone for a Schwarz-Gelb year.
Yep.
But so we'll be publishing previews, articles, our opinions, all sorts of things that you can read and enjoy and get involved in. We look forward to your feedback and your contribution if you feel like it. Anything that you want to bring to the table, you're welcome to bring. So I'll let Axel say bye, and then I will do his task.
Yeah, I'm very excited with both this season and by you actually saying these sentences. I can actually say what these mean. The first sentence means...
Okay. Which is, Jag ska till kyrkan och be till Gud komme strax.
That was good. Sounds pretty like, someone come from Syria or something like that, speaking Swedish, like the first week. Very good. And that means I'm going to the church and pray. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And the next?
And the second one, Jag skulle vilja ha en öl, tack.
Yeah, that's good. I'd like a beer, please.
Now that one I might need. The first one.
You would.
First one I'll keep in the sort of useful vocab section, but the second sentence I'll learn that so that I've got it.
Yep. And the actual pronunciation is Jag ska till kyrkan och be till Gud. Kom strax. And jag skulle vilja ha en öl, tack. Very, very well done, I think.
Yeah, well I wasn't quite as quick, but I certainly gave it a good go. Right.
Perks of being native.
Okay. Yeah, that does definitely help in this situation, I think.
It does.
Cool. Right, well, thanks everybody for listening. We've enjoyed making it. We hope you've enjoyed listening. And the next one will be coming up at some point in the near future. Axel's got a nice little jaunty off to Italy next week, so we'll be at least a week, but we will keep you updated with pieces. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 in the pipeline for the next week or so, about teams from Freiburg through to Leverkusen, who are my dark horses for next season. A bit of a sneak preview for you. And yeah, we'll be bringing that all to you very shortly. So have a good week. We will be speaking to you again soon. But from this edition of BundesSpeaker, goodbye.
Ciao.